anymore. I don't even know. I don't even know why I try anymore. I don't even know. You can't replace me. I'm awake, it's time to break free. I'm levitating.
One of the oldest rivalries in the NFL, as the Washington Commanders hosted the Dallas Cowboys from Northwest Stadium. And boy, did it live up to the hype. Did it live up to the billing for another chapter in the classic NFC East story and rivalry. Special teams, exciting plays, and an offense that didn't wake up until the second half all lead to another Commanders loss as they now fall to 7-5, and their playoff hopes, which seemed pretty certain, may be in a little more jeopardy. It's the Flex Zone Podcast official Washington Commanders post-game show. Make sure you sack that subscribe button, give it a stiff arm, stick that like button. Super chat is down below. Let us know your questions and thoughts on the game, and sack that bell. Vote on the poll. Let us know your thoughts as we get ready to go live on the only place giving you your Commanders coverage how you want it when you need it. The Flex Zone Podcast. Commanders fall 34-26. We're going to talk all about it. It is the official Washington Commanders post-game show right here on the Flex Zone Podcast. Only plays giving you that Commanders coverage and sports. How you want it?
When you need
When
it.
you need it.
When you need it. Commanders fall to 7-5, lose to hated division rival Dallas Cowboys, who now are 4-7, 34-26. Special team blunders. Talk about it every week. Doom the Commanders. Of course, I got my boy Crevonte, the Commanderlorain, with me, but a special guest joining us in the 9th hour. Much like we saw with the Cowboys running back that last-second kick, sliding in at the last second, the one and only D. O'Damas, DMVD. What is going on, my guy? How you doing? Thank you for joining us.
Guys, it's been too long, Crevonte. No, just disappointing that ending to the Washington game. I wasn't expecting none of that. That was amazing, but special teams doomed them today. Miami the Ravens last Sunday, man. We had too much emotion going against the rivalry. I know y'all wanted it bad today, man. I know y'all wanted it bad.
Mm-hmm.
D, how can they check you out?
Of course, man, Dime Sporting Network, high and mighty on the high school basketball tip. We're going to be at Mervo's semifinal game on the football side, weather permitting. It was a little too cold to be out there last week. But check us out, Dime Sporting Net on the Twitter, Dime Sporting Network on Facebook, Threads, Instagram, and YouTube.
And of course, joining me each and every week as we do it is the official co-host of the Flex Zones Command Post Game Show, the Commanderlorain himself. I know he's got a lot to say. Crevonte, stay there.
Jam. Oh, jam. Well, now that's goofy. Stupid. Just stupid.
One more.
Come on now, say it with me. Everybody beats the Wiz.
That's uncalled for. That's unnecessary. Raj, where's Raj? Come get him, Raj. Come get him. Oh, there go Raj. Oh, Raj, where you at, baby? Come in and get him, man. D, what's up, man? It's been a while.
Yeah, man, it's been too long, but it's all good. I had a day off today from everything.
Yeah.
Was out watching the Commanders. I said, "Come on, man, they should have had this one." And yeah, I'll let you go in, man.
Yeah, Crevonte, let's go immediately to the game. 34-26. Commanders, last second touchdown to Terry McLaurin. Had a chance to tie the game. You were saying they should go for two. A plethora of injuries. The offense was sleepwalking through the first half, only 3 points. Dallas missed some field goals. You guys blocked the kick.
Yep.
How are you feeling after this game? Now losing yet again. Now 7-5. And what is that? Three losses in a row, Crevonte?
Yep. 3 in a row.
How you feeling?
Not good. Very, very discouraged. I expected so much more from our offense. You know, what we saw the first 5 weeks, 6 weeks. And I haven't been getting that over the last 3 weeks or so. The offense came on really late, but three points in the first half is just not going to cut it against a team that everybody's been killing. Like I don't understand how a team that all of a sudden that can't stop the run, we can't run the ball against. Like I'm confused. Put up 34 points. They ain't put up that much combined, you know what I'm saying, the last week. So I'm just confused. I thought they would have been ready for this with the extra days off after losing to another divisional opponent. And this, I go to Cliff Kingsbury, man, and I hate to say it, and I saw the stats and I did not want it to be true, but it seems like it is. Cliff Kingsbury's offense gets stale in the second half of seasons, and this dates back to his Texas Tech days. Just the back half of the year offensively, it's just not where it's at, and I can't even be mad at the defense again. Can't be mad at defense. Same as the Eagles game. We hit on Saquon Barkley for over 3 quarters, and then boom, eventually he gonna break one, and then another one. But defense played as well as they could. 3-3 at halftime. Offense just completely non-existent. I think Jaden Daniels ribs. I'm hoping that his injuries gotten better, but his injuries has had an effect, a negative effect on this offense, and it's not good to watch. But I'm very discouraged moving forward because we lost to Cooper Rush. You know what I'm saying? Like this is inexcusable. Defense absolutely did not look bad at all. It was definitely the offense.
D, what's your thoughts on the outside looking in at this game today with the Cowboys and the Commanders? Always a tough one. We always say throw out the records with these divisional matchups. We saw it on Thursday with the Browns and the Steelers.
Yeah, man, it was tough for Washington offensively, especially. They really couldn't get going until the fourth quarter. Still think, man, they should have made that trade for Hopkins, man. I think that's really biting them in the butt, man, because outside of McLaurin, man, they really can't generate nothing with the pass game. And McLaurin and Ertz. Ertz is kind of like the safety valve at times.
Hmm.
But overall, man, they got to be able to make something happen. Robinson being in and out the lineup, I know, has hurt them as well. But it's tough, man. And to your point, Crevonte, Cliff Kingsbury, I had experience with him at USC, and it was kind of the same way, man. First half of the season, they look good. Second half of the year, not so much, man. So he got to bring something else to the table because they still got some tough opponents ahead. Still got the Eagles. I know you'll go through it a little later. The Titans won today, which was a miracle. But do y'all see
They
them
got the best
next?
defense
And
in the
that
league,
defense,
dude.
I was gonna say that defense is really good. So yeah, and then cakewalk, and this gets the Cowboys back in it because now they're gonna win Thursday because the Giants stink. So if they're a game behind, man, they're back in it.
So you're telling me while I'm eating my mac and cheese, my yams, my sweet potato pie, my turkey, my stuffing, my cranberry sauce, whatever your preference is, dinner rolls, whatever you have at your family gathering, send free stuff to the flexon1@gmail.com. By the way, we do pickups. D, I gotta watch the
That's right.
Cowboys and the damn Giants. Tommy DeVito.
Then you're gonna watch Tom DeVito, Danny DeVito, whatever his name is. You're gonna watch. You're gonna watch Tom Brady go to sleep during the game. He got to call it. Probably be halfway asleep. Right.
Go
You know,
Google it.
They cut Daniel Jones. They thought he was the reason. The Giants are a mess up there, man. And it's gonna be ugly on Thursday. Get used to your family again, everybody. I know you haven't seen them in a while. You might be in the same household. You haven't seen them like that, but you get used to them because Thursday you're gonna need a lot of family time between 4:30 and 7:30 p.m.
Ugh. Jeez.
Let's go to the injuries. A lot happened in a short amount of time, Crevonte. I tell you no lie, like I said in the chat, I used the restroom, came back, guys running up and down the field. Austin Eckler getting helped off the field. Looks like Andrew Wiley, he was with a concussion. Tyler Badass was being evaluated for concussion, I believe. Austin Eckler, like I said, he was getting carried out of the game with multiple help. What the heck happened with all these injuries, man? What's going on? It just was like one guy after the other, just falling like flies out there.
I think the injury bug is rearing its ugly head at the wrong time. Two key guys on the offensive line. I know I gave Andrew Wiley some. I did not give him much grace last year, saying he was the worst, offensive lineman last year. But he's really shown a thing or two this season. And Tyler Badass, that one hurts. I hope he's makes a speedy recovery. But that Austin Eckler hit, my heavens. Ooh, it looked mean. And as mean as it looked, yeah, I'm sure it was just as mean, maybe even more. Because my gosh, he took that hit and I said, ooh, that wasn't pretty. And I was like, ooh, it's really, really bad. So injury bug, and it's unfortunate because they're all concussions pretty much. So that's not good moving forward. Pretty much depending on when you get your concussion during the game, you might as well X yourself out for next season. I mean for next week. You know what I'm saying? Austin Eckler, and there's no way he's gonna play next week or probably the week after.
D, what you think about these injuries? And even around the NFL, we see week to week, man. It's a violent game.
Violent game. That Aguilar hit, like Crevonte saying, was really tough, man. I was like, man, yeah, he took a shot there. The hit Washington put on the Cowboys receiver, saying that he had fumbled the ball. That lost the timeout for Washington. That came back to bite Washington in the butt. That was a tough hit. It is like Crevonte saying, the wrong time for these injuries. You want to try to get a little healthy, but Aguilar being out, loss on the tackle end, and Lattimore didn't play again today, did it?
Nope.
So it's like, come on, man.
What we always say, D, we say about hurt guys, D. I tried to tell you, unfortunately.
I say the same thing. Hurt guys typically stay hurt, and Brian Robinson.
Yeah, man.
I don't think Brian Robinson's completely healthy either.
He's not. He's not.
I thought because he's in and out the lineup. I mean, like you said earlier, him being in and out that lineup is not giving us the chemistry we need, and we just cut Rodriguez. Hopefully he can get back on the practice squad. That happened like yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And Yeah, I believe that happened yesterday. So shoot, hopefully he'll be getting another phone call.
Hey, look, stay near your phone. Stay
Stay
near
near
it.
your phone, brother. I'm sure he probably was watching this game and was like, I'll be getting a phone call pretty soon.
Yeah,
Because that's
just
two guys. That's Brian Robinson being in and out, and Eckler is definitely out. So
yeah,
he has to get a phone call now.
yeah. It's tough, man. These injuries are tough. I know Washington expectations has went up. They have still overachieved. I want to make that be known to the fan base. I know 7-2 was looking good.
Woo.
It's gonna be all right. Still, it's gonna be all right.
Yeah, man. Ugh. Yeah, I'm not really optimistic about the future. Hey, Byron, you on mute, or I don't know.
Yeah, he is on me.
Well, he took himself off. I still can't hear him. Nope.
God, nope.
He said he gonna probably come back in. But yeah, injuries are piling up. Lattimore has not even he's just been on the practice field pretty much. But the thing is not the defense. And I was saying before the deadline that we might want to get a second receiver because only one guy you can depend on. And when you only have one guy you can depend on, the defense is you're easier to play against. Bottle up
Exactly.
Terry McLaurin, make Noah Brown, Luke McCaffrey beat you. You know what I'm saying? And that's going to work against most defense. You don't have to be a top-notch defense to bottle up one wide receiver and play everybody else. It's not overly, you know what I'm saying, overly difficult. That's why I really wanted it was three things on my list. Pass rusher, corner, wide receiver, a second wide receiver. Second, we obviously made some phone calls, but nothing came through except for Lattimore, which was great, but I was really concerned, and I feel like a lot of people wasn't as concerned, but I knew this would happen. Like, you only got one guy, and Noah Brown is not that. He's not that type of guy to, take off. And I know he caught the Hail Mary and all that, but hasn't really done much since. So we really need a second wide receiver. I think that's one thing we need to go into the off season, make that a priority. Maybe even see what the asking price is for T. Higgins, but we need a second. We need a second guy.
I definitely agree.
Byron, you back? No. No.
Yeah, it's still.
But yeah, D, I completely agree with the your wide receiver take. I thought it felt like I was the only one because everybody was saying corner, and I agree. Our secondary wasn't great, but I thought wide receiver was something that needed to be looked at.
Yeah, now, what you think about that mixed extra point, man? I know you were saying they should have went for 2.
Because I just think, and again, I'm not a wide receiver, GM, coach on a coach staff or anything, but I'm just saying from the feel of the game, special teams has been terrible on both sides of the ball. And if that's the case, and we leaving it up to a special teams to tie the game, forget all that, man. I think we had a better chance 2 yards out making it happen. And if we lose like that, at least Dan Quinn could say, hey, listen, I didn't have much faith how special teams was going today. I didn't have much faith, so I went for 2. Like that's at least that's something you can lean your hat on instead of like the special team's been bad all day, and all of a sudden, hey, I think it's gonna be all right for the last play. It's like it's too much. So I'd have went for 2 and just took my consequences if they didn't get it. But if they got it, he would have been a genius. But if he didn't, at least he can say, hey, special teams, I didn't have the most confidence in my special teams as a whole. So I kept it in Jaden Daniels' hands. The offense got hot. I felt like we could get 2 yards.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, B.
Yep, you sound good.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
I switched devices. But yeah, Crevonte and D, I'm gonna start with you guys. What do you guys think about Jaden Daniels' performance today, and I guess the rest of the offense? Like I said, 3 points in the first half, but did pick it up a little bit in the second half. Jaden Daniels used his legs a little more. Crevonte, do you think he's more healthy as well?
I'll say he looks better. He looks a little bit better. Not quite the same, but he does look better. But the offense, I don't know. I don't know if it's Jaden Daniels. I don't know if it's Cliff Kingsbury. I don't know if it's a mixture of both. Maybe it's the shuffling of Brian Robinson, injuries. But the offense just it's run. This is the rough patch, and I thought this was a get right game, and we struggled against a team that is struggling, and that team was able to put up 34 points. Well, it's hard to say because that last touchdown was like, all right, really, but it should not have been close if you catch what I'm saying. But the way we've been playing the past two opponents, I can see why it was close. Our offense has not looked great. Now a couple of passes were drops. A couple of he does look like Jaden Daniels looks like he's more on target, but cornerbacks are able to get the hand getting the hand away, causing deflections and causing incompletions. So we really don't got a number 2 guy. You know what I'm saying? Terry McLaurin popped out, a couple times, and that was it the whole game. So Jaden Daniels does look better in my opinion. A little bit more accurate, but the offense is just taking too long to rev up. It's taking too long to start.
Yeah, to piggyback, I think the first half really looked very shaky for Washington. They just couldn't, like you said, as a whole, couldn't get in the rhythm. Really for the first 3 quarters. Then the fourth quarter, they got going. Jaden Daniels looked like he got more comfortable passing the ball. Receivers was able to get the ball better. And then, of course, the play that got them within a point, I mean, they just let McLaurin just go right down the field, man.
My gosh.
They was guarding the sidelines, and they just got burnt. Nobody could get to him.
Yeah. And that's his guy, man. So I think Jaden Daniels has a really good chemistry with Terry McLaurin, if you haven't noticed.
Right.
But he has to be able to build chemistry, with everybody else. And that seems to be lacking. Also, once the Cowboys went up 20-9, I felt like they got kind of lax on defense. So Jaden Daniels was able to be more efficient offensively because they was pretty much playing to prevent. You know what I'm saying? They was able to go down and score and make it turn into a game. But why do we have to be behind for you to kick it into gear?
And to your point, even the Eagles game last week, I mean, they was right there with Philly. Philly struggled early, but Washington couldn't take advantage of it, man.
Yep.
It came back to bite them in the second half.
None of it. Yeah, like I was like, dang, AJ Brown, nothing. Saquon Barkley, nothing, and really until the fourth quarter. But we only had 12 points or 10. Well, yeah, with 12 points, 10 points, something like that. 10, 12 points, something like that. We only had a little bit of points, but we had so many opportunities, but couldn't capitalize. And I'm like, Cliff Kingsbury, what's up?
Yeah, it's going to be up to him, man. He's going to have to find a way to scheme guys open, scheme things right. Because like we just said, it ain't getting no easier coming up here, man. Ain't getting no easier.
Man. I think and I think you go and take his name out the hat of head coaching candidates, because my gosh, this ain't look good. He's been exposed. I think we're gonna keep him another year, guys. So yeah.
D, did you get your thoughts on Jaden Daniels so far?
Yeah, I mean, we were just mentioning him. I thought Jaden looked really average the first 3 quarters. Fourth quarter, he looked like himself again. It could be still the injury, but he gonna have to use his legs a little more, man, in certain situations. And slide, brother, slide.
Oh, yes,
take no direct hits. Please slide.
Yes.
That's one thing that worried me early, Crevonte. He wasn't sliding, man. And I was like, can't take no hits.
He doesn't look as elusive to me as he did earlier this year. Could be the injuries or just could be second guessing. But he doesn't look like the escapability isn't there. But at least it doesn't look like, you know what I'm saying, it's there. And yeah, I don't know what's up. Shout out to Kenny. Shout out to Kenny in the chat. Pretty much backing up what we saying. Can't get behind and then play good because then it doesn't look authentic. It looks like
Nope.
It looks like the defense. Because I was like, yeah, Jay Daniels looked good on that drive because they playing prevent. they just trying to keep it in front. It was like, yo, I'm not sold on that. I wasn't sold on that drive because I'm like, all right, the Cowboys up, they're gonna chill, and Commanders were able to go right down and get a touchdown. But I'm like, man, that, you know what I'm saying, they had time, they had the space to give that up. So yeah.
And mighty quickly, Byron, I know you chime back in. The Cowboys are so erratic. They're good on the road, and they stink at home. They stink in Jerry World.
It's the wildest thing.
But I mean, when they come on the road, boy, it's like they show up. Don't matter who the quarterback is. They show up on the road.
But D, I said this before. Jerry World is just like Madison Square Garden. It's not a real home court. It's not a real home field. People go there to show out. That's how you make a name for yourself. You have your big game. All the superstars have had a big game in Madison Square Garden. Hey man, you got to come through Dallas because Dallas game is going to be on TV. So that's where you make a name for yourself. So I'm not surprised that they're not playing good at home. It's surprising that how badly, like they're getting destroyed at home. That's what's surprising. Right. But I'm not surprised that people are going there and showing out.
Well, Crevonte, Mr. Siebert, the kicker, was back, came into the game not missing an extra point all season, misses an extra point. He didn't miss a kick all year, misses a kick. We saw Aubrey have a block kick in the first drive field goal, misses one, and he's been one of the best kickers in the league. Then you have the return, the end of the first half, the long pass from Cooper Rush as well. Can't forget that. 40 yards down the field. Special teams and, like you said, the defense, the secondary. You're going to need some help there.
Yeah, man. And again, I think the secondary has been playing better. I can't put this on the defense because I feel like if the offense would have come to play, this would have been a blowout, and the game probably wouldn't have been that close. Now, I do agree. Secondary still trash overall. If Benjamin Shake Juice is still going to be on the number one wide receiver, but we got a guy hopefully in Lattimore whenever that comes. But man, it's just looking. It was so optimistic. I would say about a week ago, but maybe about 2 weeks ago, it was looking so good. But now it seems to be all crashing down. But we talk about special teams every week. And granted, Cowboys special teams wasn't great either, but our special teams breaks hurt more. Missing the extra point, missed the field goal earlier, giving up the 99-yard kickoff return. Like, what's up? So you will lose games like that. And when the games are close, special teams can win it for you, or in our case, lose it for you. So I don't know what his future looks like for us, but I can't imagine it's great. With that last kick, it was also a bad snap. So that's a long snap, holder, kicker. The whole chain was jacked up because low snap, the holder has to hurry up and get it down. The kicker's out of sync, and that's what happens. And the first kick, the other kick he missed, I don't even know what that was, but it seemed to be but it seems to be they're out of sync, and he has been injured, I think, with the past 2 weeks. So, you know, when you're out of sync, you just out of sync, and it takes time to get it back. Easy to lose, hard to get it back. So it's unfortunate because he kicked the 51-yard field goal to cut it to 7. So
Yep, 2 out of 3, 51-yarder, 0 for 2 extra points. Brandon Aubrey 2 for 4, 4 for 4 extra points. Janai Thomas, the untouched up the middle, Crevonte on the onside, and you know they're doing the onside.
I forgot about that one.
Untouched, yeah.
Yep, sounds about right. I get when it rains, it pours, even on special teams.
How do you
how
feel
many
about this? You
mistakes?
see it?
How many mistakes could you make in one game on the special team side of the ball? How many?
Well, D, this may be a key tomorrow for the Ravens too. We've seen it a lot this year, also on
Hey, look, we had so many mistakes last week of It's like on the Ravens side, it was like, God damn, man, how many ways you want to lose? Let's pick them all. Jesus.
Yeah.
The second gave up touchdown. Homeboy should have slid, man. You gave Washington a chance, even though you scored, you went up 8, but slide, man, end the game, man. You already know you're gonna win. Just end the game, man. I know you're trying to patch your stats. But yeah, special teams hurt both. I mean, it's hurt most of the league, man. I mean, we've seen so many missed kicks and bad snaps and giving up kickoff returns and punt returns this season, man. It's a wild thing, man. But that's something Washington got to clean up, man. I don't know who their special teams coordinator is.
I don't know
They
either.
got to clean that up. They got to clean that up.
But
You,
man, I tell
you can't afford that.
But Turbin, that was a mean spin move. That was a
Ooh, boy.
move,
Oh,
man.
boy.
Oh my gosh. Oh, he had at least 2 guys touching dirt. I mean, touching earth. At least 2 guys.
Right.
Because my
Right.
God. And it was like that one, that's like breaking 2 tackles, essentially. And if you get a hat on everybody, the special teams guy only got to break 1 tackle. He essentially broke 2. And then once it's only the kicker that's left, he's not making the tackle. So
the defense only gave up what, 17 points? They only gave 17 points.
Yeah. I'm listening.
Yeah,
I'm not
so it ain't
mad.
defense
Don't
fault.
let the 34 points fool you. The defense played well.
They played well enough to win, definitely.
Definitely well enough to win. But listen, this is not the same offense that was putting up damn near 30 points a game. It's not the same.
Because us Raven fans, we was worried when they came up here to Baltimore, man, because they could put up them points, and they only lost by a touchdown, man. They still had that mojo then, so they got to be able to get that mojo back for the latter stages of the season.
Yeah, so I don't know what Cliff Kingsbury has to do, but he's got to do something.
Real quick, RG3, legend of the game, Crevonte. I'm mad I can't show you what he had on. I'll show you tomorrow during the show. And Jay-Z.
I saw.
And Jay-Z was in the DMV. Hove in the DMV as well. So the Commanders, cool again.
Oh my gosh, man. Joe Gibbs was in the building too. Hate to have this type of show on with a legend in the building. RG3, he looked like he just came off a horse. And he was dressed up in it looked like he was dressed up in Longhorn gear. Like he was in orange, and I was like, is that a Longhorn hat? Didn't you play for Baylor? What's going on here? But yeah, RG3 was looking kind of goofy. Always good to see Hove, you know what I'm saying? And Joe Gibbs, again, always good to see a good alumni, because this is an atmosphere where alumni are more welcome now, as opposed to the Daniel Snyder era. So it was good to see. It was good to see those guys. And I saw him. He was on the desk with B. Mitch and Santana Moss. That's where I saw RG3. So it was like, glad you're here, but what do you got on? Goofy. Should
I gotta see that. I got to see.
Known it was gonna be a long day when he came out like that. It's like, oh gosh.
Yeah, I'll try to put it in the chat.
He had Cam Newton beat, huh? Yeah, Cam Newton beat.
Well, let's look ahead, guys. They head to they have Tennessee at home. That's a home game next week, and Tennessee 3-8, but they beat Houston today. We'll get into that. We're going to go around the league in a few seconds. Go around the scores. A lot to talk about there, but like D, you mentioned, number 1 defense in the NFL. Former Ravens defensive back coach Denard Wilson, now the defensive coordinator there. Passed up in Baltimore, has the number 1 defense in the Tennessee Titans. I think number 1 pass defense as well.
Yeah, man. The Titans defensively really good. Will Levis stinks still. He threw a pick six today still. So if you're Washington, hey, pretend he's Deshaun Watson and take care of business on him because the Titans really can't score that many points like that. But if you aid them, that's where the Titans can get you. And defensively, they definitely hold their own. As you see, they still one of the top ranked defenses in the league.
I'm not feeling good moving forward because we can't. They said the Cowboys can't stop the run. They said the Cowboys defense wasn't all that. It doesn't matter if the offense not clicking, they out of sync, no chemistry. We gonna struggle too. It's probably gonna be a low scoring game, but I'm not optimistic about the results or the outcome.
Yeah, if it's a low scoring game, then that favors the Titans definitely.
Yes, we will keep you guys posted on the preview for that this week. Then, as though it is a holiday week, so we may come to you Wednesday evening at some point, but we'll get you all the details on that as well. You guys want to go around the NFL? D, I still got you for a little bit.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's go around the NFL. Let's go back to Thursday, D. I know people get on Harbaugh, but Mike Tomlin, Crevonte, you may or may not know this, our good friend Omar Epps, Dre's frat brother, 0-8 on Thursday night primetime games. Loses to the Browns again. They've now lost to the Browns 5 out of the last 6, including one tie. I mean, I say it all the time. Tomlin and Harbaugh are basically the same person in a lot of ways, but he can't beat the Browns. They lose to the Browns in a snowy game, wonderful game. We know about the AFC North. We just seen it today with the Cowboys and Commanders. D helps out the Ravens. They can still win the division.
They can. But they beat the Chargers tomorrow night, and now I was tempted to pick Cleveland. I talked myself out of it, and I shouldn't have because the writing was on the wall. Writing was on the wall. They traditionally struggled there. Tomlin's like 2-8, something like that in Thursday night games, and he struggled in Cleveland in recent years. So the writing was on the wall, and your boy Crab Legs Jameis had one of them speeches. Boy, he motivated him somehow. And the snow, he look. I don't think he ever played in the game under 40 degrees and won. And he looked like the man out there, boy, the other night. And Russell Wilson didn't look that bad either. So
No.
he did not look that bad. So Pittsburgh looking good.
That's what I'm talking about.
So they
Yeah.
get another divisional opponent coming up. Pittsburgh with Cincinnati, and Cincinnati gonna be playing desperate. So we'll see how it go, man. But yeah, divisional games, as you see, anything goes.
Yep.
24-19 was that score. Martin Luther Winston, Crevonte, as Raj called him.
I'm sorry. Say that again.
I was saying Martin Luther Winston getting it done again for the Browns.
Martin
as Roger called him.
Winston. Listen, man, he is a walking soundbite, yo. Like social media loves Jameis Winston and his whatever he got to say, because it's gonna be, you might understand it or you might not, but he's gonna say it the same way every single time. I think that was his first game ever beating the Pittsburgh Steelers, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
So just wow. So when you think he's out, that's when he's at his most in, you know what I'm saying? And also, I talked about this stat with you before, Byron. D, I don't know if you were aware, the Mike Tomlin is not good when he's a favorite.
That's true.
I don't know what it is about the against the spread, his ATS, when he's the underdog, oh, he's the man. Mike plus 3.5 against the Ravens, take Mike Tomlin. But when he's favored 3.5 against like the Browns, oh gosh, stay away. I don't know what it is. He's the man when it comes to being the underdog. And I did not know about the stat on Thursday night, because if that was the case, D, I was leaning. I wanted to pick the Browns, but I just got to take more. I got to take more shots when it comes to those weird divisional games, especially when it's on like a weird night. Well,
short week.
Night games in general are different. Like that, the weirdest things happen on night games. But I have to start taking more shots like that. But yeah, James Winston played. He said something about that team could have been that game could have been on NFL Films Instant Classic. He cracked his helmet. It was crazy. It was crazy out there, man. And it may very well be on NFL Films one day. Probably not for the game, but for his speeches and for the stuff that he say. Probably just for that. But yeah, Mike Tomlin, the division's the weirdest things. He always beats up on the Ravens. Browns beat up on him, and the Bengals just be there. I don't know.
Let's go to Houston. One of the shockers of the day. The Titans, who will play the Commanders at Northwest Stadium next week, Crevonte beat the Texans 32-27. Will Levis, 2 touchdowns. Tony Pollard, over 100 yards. C.J. Stroud might be one of your goofy candidates for the week. Steps out of bounds with a safety. He's not playing up to what we expected from him going into year two. Maybe a little bit of a sophomore slump. We know he's lost some weapons. The NFC, I guess they're going to win the division. But I'm penciling them in right now. I know we got a lot of football left. D, I want to hear your thoughts. They're going to be the 4 seed. They're going to be the 4 seed. They're going to play. They're going to be the 4 seed and win the South. So you get you want to be the highest wild card maybe and go see Houston.
I would agree with you, Byron. They're going to be the 4 seed. Now the Colts are 2 games behind them, but they already beat the Colts once. Or did they play them twice already? They play them twice, or they? I could be. I know they beat them once, definitely. But Houston has been struggling lately, man. They've been.
They beat them twice. They beat them twice. Week 1 and a couple weeks ago. Yep.
Okay, so yeah, they hold. They're going to win the South, and they're going to be the 4 seed, and they're going to take their lumps. And if you're the top wild card team, if you're Baltimore right now, Baltimore, Pittsburgh, or Chargers, you want to go to Houston. You want to go there, take care of business, because defensively they're not as good as we thought they was going to be, and that's been a sound disappointment. And offensively, they've been up and down, man. And a lot of times they start off slow, and then by the time they look up, they're down. They got to play catch-up ball. Sometimes they win like that. A lot of times in this recent run, they've lost like that. And the Texans just struggling against a divisional opponent in the Titans that very good defensively, not so good offensively. And the Titans like, dang, we trying to get a quarterback next year, man. We hurting our chances here by these wins.
Yeah, D. Trust me, I was on that. I was in that pretty much in that predicament last year, because I was like, man, hey, listen, we got a shot for Caleb or Jaden Daniels, man. Don't mess us up trying to be a hero. But the Titans, man, yeah, the Titans. It's crazy how the Titans have like the best defense in the league, and God, just not much of an offense to speak of. And Will Levis is just, he's like a poor man's Josh Allen. And it's just not working for the Titans, and they should be in the mix for a quarterback, but it's not that many quarterbacks to go around coming out of college this year. It's pretty much Shador Sanders and Cam Ward. After that is, it's a crapshoot. I mean, and even with them two, if they go to bad situations like a Bryce Young, it may not work out either. But Will Levis will keep anybody's team in the game. And man, CJ Stroud, he looking like, I saw Chase Daniels tweet, Dan Orlovsky, it's not just you. And I was like, oh, that's petty.
Well, speaking of Bryce Young and the tribal chief Patrick Mahomes, the Chiefs, Crevonte, used a last-second field goal in a game that probably was closer than a lot of people thought. They defeat the Panthers 30-27. Last-second field goal. Bryce Young held his own against the tribal chief as well. But the Chiefs are 10-1, and reports are they're going to get Isaiah Pacheco back Friday against the Raiders, and Marquise Hollywood Brown could be back by Christmas, if not possibly sooner. So more artillery. DeAndre Hopkins, another touchdown as well. They keep rolling.
So before I get to the Chiefs, I'm really happy that Bryce Young is moving in a positive direction, because he has gotten he's gotten a complete raw deal since being drafted by this franchise, and got benched and all that, and now he's coming in. They got a win, you know what I'm saying? Recently, and played the Chiefs, played the defending champs pretty tough. So I'm liking where his trajectory is now going. D, I don't know if you knew this, but another team that's terrible against the spread is the Kansas City Chiefs. Terrible against the spread. Like, I keep saying it and I'm not taking it. Like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, it's like, because I feel like when I do it, that's when it's not going to happen. But the Chiefs are terrible with covering the spread. And I think if I'm not mistaken, it was a double-digit point spread. If not close.
Yeah, it was 11 points today, wasn't it?
Man, Patrick Mahomes, especially the Chiefs now, they not blowing nobody out. They not blowing nobody out. You know what I'm saying? They doing just enough to win. Even when they start blowing somebody out, they let them back in the game. Somehow they get back into the game. That's another team that's terrible against the spread. And pretty much all the games they play, they're favored. But if it's past 3.5, man, you might as well take the other team to with the points, man, because that's just how it works. And one thing about Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, when it come down to it, if they got the ball last, I think it's a wrap. No matter how good, bad they playing, they got the ball with a chance to win. It's pretty much over. You gotta put them in the dirt quick, fast, and in a hurry, because they hang around or if they're up big and let you come back. And no matter how it happens, if Patrick Mahomes has the ball last with a chance to win, tie, whatever, it's probably going to happen because they're the best at in-game situational awareness, especially at the end of games. They just do that very, very well. And they're 10-1. God damn.
And real quick, D, Raiders on Black Friday, Chargers, Browns, Texans, Steelers, Broncos. So I don't see really more than maybe another loss, if that.
Yeah, maybe, I say maybe the Chargers might get them. But after that, you're right, man. At worst, they might have 3 more losses. At worst, they're still, what's that, 13-4? 13-4.
Something like that.
That's still pretty good. Still pretty good, man. But Crevonte, your point, Carolina does look a little better. Look like Bryce Young's learned a little bit when he was on the bench, playing a lot better, playing a lot more confident. They looking better. They've looked better the last about 3 games here. So Carolina definitely on the rise right now. For next season, hopefully they get the right draft pieces in and get themselves back in at least wild card contention. Kansas City, just keep doing what Kansas City do. Like you said, they find ways to win, man. And look, even without Buckner now, they're finding ways to win.
Real quick, D, up in the Meadowlands. Boy, oh boy, it was an ass whooping. The Buccaneers keep their playoff hopes alive. The division hopes alive. Win 30-7 over the Giants and Tommy DeVito.
Tampa need to get right game, and boy, they got it today, boy, didn't they? They was running. They was all over Tommy, Danny DeVito.
Finish him, Daddy.
Hammer was out dancing out there in the Meadowlands. It was a pitiful shame. The Giants, they thought it was just Daniel Jones. It's not just Daniel Jones, man. Y'all got a lot more going on.
Way
with
more.
with that franchise. Y'all now granted, the Jets make y'all look like saints, but y'all not too far behind the Jets now. Up there, G-men. Haven't been able to piece it together for a little while now. And they might have to clean house at the end of the year. Because it's not looking good for the little Giants. Because that's what they are today. Especially today. The little Giants. The Buccaneers, like I said, they need to get right. They got right today. I think they got Carolina next, I believe. They need to still be in range. I think they still got a chance to win the NFC South. Only one team's going to make it out there between those two. And I still like Tampa Bay.
Real quick, Crevonte, Carolina and D. Carolina, Raiders, Chargers, Cowboys, Panthers, Saints. A lot of winnable games there for the Buccaneers. My goodness. And we know the Falcons love to choke things away.
Sure, absolutely. So D's right. The Bucks are still in it to win it. And what a game. This is what I thought the Cowboys and Commanders game was going to look like. This is what it should have looked like. the get right game that I was expecting, but that's what I get for expecting. Why are my expectations be high? But they got right. This is absolutely a get right game, much needed. And the Giants are terrible. The Giants are really bad. Both New York teams are pretty bad. So it's looking like they're headed towards cleaning house. They're going to need a quarterback. Probably need a new head coach. And the Jets actually fired their GM, so the Giants still have theirs.
Yes.
He might be on the way out too.
Don't look now, Crevonte. Indeed, the Dolphins are 5-6, and Tua 4 touchdown performance today. They pretty much, I think he's now 7-0 against the Patriots. So 6-0 against Bill Belichick. Now 1-0 against Gerard Mayo. So 7-0 for Tua. And when the boy plays under Mike McDaniel, he puts up numbers, 4 touchdowns for him. Achane going off, Waddle over 100 yards, Tyreek Hill still there, and Drake May still look good. Crevonte, another 200-yard game. So I think he's thrown for over 200 yards in every game he's played in.
I like where things are going for Drake May. As a quarterback that kind of got thrown into the fire as the fire was still happening. He's going to be all right. He just doesn't have any pieces. That's the Patriots. That's what the Patriots have to do in this offseason is get offensive weapons. Start with the offensive line and work your way out because Drake May has some talent. And, we talked about him during our draft profiles. He has a lot of talent. He has a lot of arm talent and talent as a prospect. But his last year in North Carolina, he didn't have much talent. So it was him or bust. And unfortunately, it looks like he's going to a situation where it's him or bust as well. But with no talent around him, his games are probably going to look like this for the most part this season. Miami Dolphins. This is the potential of the Miami Dolphins offensively. But like I said, the Miami Dolphins have a very clear ceiling. Tua cannot throw the ball in the cold. It's just the fact of the matter. You can't throw the ball in the cold. Unless they pull the Houston Texans in that first round, he probably going to have to go somewhere cold, and that's where it's going to end because all that finesse offense, all that screens, quick pass, all that stuff ain't going to work in the cold. You got to run the ball, and you're going to have to throw in the wind, and that's not what Tua does well. But unfortunately, the Miami Dolphins paid him already. So they'll look good in certain spots, but ultimately, I know how this is going to end for the Dolphins.
Go ahead, D.
Speak of that, Crevonte, they got to go in the cold Thanksgiving night in Green Bay. So right there, that's going to end the streak, I think, for the Dolphins. They are a different team with Tua, definitely. With Tua, they can at least make a little noise. Without Tua, no noise for them.
No,
like you said about New England, and I remember you saying that in your draft preview about Drake May, is either him or bust. They got to get him some weapons, man. I mean, I started Stevenson today. That was a mistake on my part in one of my fantasy leagues. I had Waddle on the bench. I should have started both Waddle and Hill. But it is what it is. But they got to bring him some weapons in there because he do got some talent, man. And the Patriots can get themselves righted. They're suffering now for the Tom Brady years of winning, but they might be all right. They might be all right in 2 years, man. They seriously might be all right.
Real quick, Dolphins have, like D said, Thanksgiving night. Actually not a clunker, so something to watch as you get your second or third plate or get your dessert. They are in Green Bay Sunday night, so that'll be a good one. They have the Jets at Texans, 49ers, Browns, Jets. So not a gimme for the Dolphins to run the table. But let's get to the Lions. I mean, they pretty much beat everybody. It's hammer time every time they step on the field, 24-6. But they did have 2 injuries, I believe. Who went down?
Montgomery was one of them.
Yeah, David Montgomery went down, and I'll see who else was. Khalif Raymond, one of the receivers. So they both went down in the third quarter, D. But every time they step on the field, man, it's hammer time. I thought this would be a little closer game, but they dominated the Colts too.
Yeah, they did. Well, now they call Montgomery and Gibbs what they Knuckles and Sonic. I mean, not Sonic,
Yeah,
Knuckles and
so Sonic
Tails.
is Gibbs, and then
That's,
Knuckles is Montgomery because he's more the bruiser.
there you go. Yeah, Sonic and Knuckles. Yeah, man, and they definitely all 1-2 punch. A huge one indeed. Yeah, the coach wasn't ready. Coach wasn't ready, man. And they shut Jonathan Taylor down. Like Jonathan Taylor did nothing today. Like I thought he was going to at least get off a touchdown, and they shut him down. And the Lions are definitely right now. A lot of people say the best team in the NFL. They're definitely the best team in the NFC. I don't think there's no argument there.
For sure.
They're looking good, man. And the Bears are next. That's a divisional game, but I don't see the Bears slowing them down, man. I just don't. I don't see the Bears slowing them down. I know we talk about them in the sack. Offensively, the Bears look better ever since they fired their offensive coordinator, but the Lions in their building on Thanksgiving is going to be tough. Tough to do.
Don't remind me, D. I picked the Bears, but before we get to them, Crevonte, your thoughts on them Lions. I don't like the injury to Montgomery, but if it is just Gibbs, he can take the workload. We've seen it at Alabama. We see why he was drafted as high as he was. But their defense right now, and without Aiden Hutchinson, Zadarius Smith slides right in. They don't miss a beat.
The Lions are, dare I say, head and shoulders above everybody else in the conference. It just is what it is, and it's not a far fetch to say that they're the best team in the league because they're playing like it. Now, does that mean they'll beat the Chiefs? You know what I'm saying? Like they're playing better football right now because they're blowing folks out and beating folks convincingly, while the Chiefs seem to maybe like struggling throughout the game, and winning in the end. So they look better than the Chiefs right now. That's not to say that they'll beat the Chiefs, but talking about the Lions, they are the best team in the NFC. And my gosh, Ben Johnson will be up for a head coaching job again. Will he take it? We'll see. But I would say stick with it and stick with it at this point.
Real quick, Lions, like D said, they host the Bears. So a good opener on Thanksgiving since the Lions are relevant again. Bears, Packers, Bills, Bears, 49ers, Vikings. So they will likely probably have home field advantage, in my opinion, in the NFC as well. Let's get to those Bears. I picked them again, and I'm done picking them. They lose. Last second field goal to the Vikings. I got to get the Vikings their due. I've been down them all season, but they win 30-27. These boys from USC, Sam Darnold, they get it done. Justin Jefferson didn't even really do anything in this game. It was more of a Jordan Addison, Aaron Jones day. Bears were down 10, came back, and give up the game when the field goal. D. I'm putting a fork in the Bears. It just I bought the dream, and it just ain't gonna work out. They'll probably be cleaning house too.
Well, I'm done with their defense. I had started them today, and yeah, I'm done with their defense because the defense was good early. It's really struggled here the last month. Defense has really struggled here the last month for the Bears. Like you said, Johnson didn't do much of anything, and they just, I mean, the Bears was right there, man. They only got themselves to blame. They all look better offensively. But with that being said, the Vikings are definitely a wild card team. They're looking good. Chicago, about a year or two away from what they want to be. And like you said, Byron, they're probably in the cleaning house.
Crevonte?
Same. That definitely cleaning the house. And they started cleaning the house a couple weeks ago. It's funny when their offense started looking better. Probably the exact opposite of what the Jets had going on, but you know, it is what it is. But yeah, definitely cleaning house. Ryan Poles, if he's still holding to his job, has a lot of work to do. I think he's been great with wheeling and dealing in the draft, but it's just had the execution of it hasn't been working out. So it's like Ryan Poles is doing the best for the team, but maybe not putting the right pieces together exactly. But at least that coaching staff, everybody got to go. Everybody got to go. And Eberflus, again, can't stress this enough. He should not have been there this year. You got a new guy in there. Get Eberflus out of there. And they probably should want to go with either an offensive mind or at least an established coach moving forward. But I do think the Bears are done. The Vikings squeak by with another win, which is cool. That's how divisional games go. But the Vikings do look to be in a driver's seat for a wild card position, and the Bears will be going to Cancun soon.
Yeah, real quick, Bears have Lions, 49ers, Vikings, Lions, Seahawks, Packers. They could lose out damn near if they don't get right.
Jesus,
They may not win another game.
Jesus.
They may
That's
not
the
win another
Bears
game.
schedule? Jesus.
Yes, D, that is the Bears schedule. I'm looking at it like, is this real? I had to double check what I was reading, make sure it wasn't the preseason or something.
They may not win another game.
Yeah, and a lot of those on the road because they just had a lot of home games. So, well, yeah, there you go. Real quick, let's get to the afternoon slate, fellas. Real quick, we can start with Bo Nix and the Broncos and the Raiders. That's a heated rivalry. You know, the Raiders play on Black Friday against the Chiefs. That'll probably be a close game, too. Denver, D. I think Denver might be a playoff team, D. As I look at their schedule, they're up 16-13. Real quick, they have the Raiders, Browns, Colts, Chargers, Bengals, Chiefs.
Yeah, I think that'd be enough in the AFC to get you in. And then 7-hole play. Probably had to go play. I had to go play Kansas City in 2-hole or Buffalo. But the Raiders have played them tough. Another one again, divisional game. The Raiders have looked like garbage everywhere they played except in Baltimore. And you know, Minshew finding a way. They hanging in there. I just think you said Denver just took the lead on them. So, but they had a lead for most of the first half. So it's interesting, man. Divisional games, got to expect the unexpected.
Cool, Crevonte. Bo Nix, maybe even outplaying Jaden Daniels as of late.
I think it, depending on how this game goes for him, he may. I think the gap has already shrunk, and he might be able to take the lead. It's crazy because Jaden Daniels was at minus almost 1,000, or minus 400, or minus something crazy. Like he was a heavy favorite back when we was 7-2. But now, my gosh, Bo Nix is making a serious run for Rookie of the Year, playing well. And they just scored. Because of 7 teams now in each conference, I do think they will make the playoffs in that 7 spot. But Bo Nix and Sean Payton, that relationship seems to be working out well. And at this point, I don't know how long you gotta give Antonio Pierce a quarterback. I can't judge him off of what I see thus far without a quarterback. Because if you don't got a quarterback, you ain't got nothing.
Agreed. D. Packers and 49ers. 49ers, I think they're on their last leg as well. They got no Purdy today. I picked the 49ers, not knowing he was hurt. Goofy again on my part. So I'll ride it out with Brandon Allen.
And no Bosa also, man. No Bosa either.
He made America great, and then he just started vanishing. Haven't seen him
That's
since.
what he get, and that's what he get.
No. They got Packers. They got the Packers doing the 49ers today. The Bills, Bears, Rams, Dolphins, Lions, Cardinals. The 49ers might be done.
Oh God. Yeah. The 49ers. This might be the 2020, 21 season where they went 6-10 at the time. They might go, maybe 7-10 here or something like that, man. Because the schedule's tough. Injuries has piled up all year long on them. Just not the same 49er team that we usually used to seeing. And Green Bay looking good, man. Like I said, they got the Dolphins short week coming up on Thursday Night Football via NBC. All the love. And Green Bay, Byron, you can tell us the rest of their schedule. I think they're definitely in the driver's seat to get a wild card spot as well.
Real quick, Crevonte, they have 49ers now, Dolphins at Lions, at Seahawks versus Saints, at Vikings versus Bears. I think they're going to be right there, probably the top wild card potentially. Crevonte.
Indeed. They'll be right there, and they'll probably play whoever wins the NFC South. But the 49ers, they just been getting away with the health with being relatively healthy. They have not really got hit with the injury bug, too much. But when it rains, it pours. I don't think Trent Williams is playing either.
Ouch.
So Purdy's out, Trent Williams out, Nick Bosa's out. Yeah, I don't think they'd beat anybody today. I don't care who they played today. They probably would have lost. That is a stacked roster. That is a stacked roster financially. And some decisions are going to have to be made. I'm not sure Debo Samuels is going to be there next year. Brock Purdy is coming down the pipe. Soon you're going to have to pay him. And it's really, really unfortunate the timing of this because they were in the Super Bowl last year. You know what I'm saying? And it's just unfortunate because they ran into Patrick Mahomes. Actually ran into him twice. The other time was in 2019 season. It's just unfortunate, and I hate to say that their window is closing, but I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs this year, guys. Like even they're looking at the playoff picture now, they're not in the playoffs. And this loss, which I thought the Packers were gonna beat them anyway, but I really made the right choice moving forward. And Jordan Love, if he stays healthy, he has a bright future in Green Bay. And shout out to Coach LeFleur doing this thing in Green Bay. And he has the warm-blooded team coming next week. So he could get things going.
I think that one team you want to avoid in that first round is the Packers if you are a division winner because they are scary, especially with their defense too. Real quick, NFC West battle. This could be for first. Mike McDonald and his Seahawks last second win over the 49ers last week. Crevonte, Geno Smith, game-winning rushing touchdown. I picked the Seahawks today. I know we love Kyler and what the Cardinals are doing. Do the NFC West get one team in as well? We know about the South probably getting one. Does the West have one team? I mean, if the Seahawks win, all the teams will be 6-5 and right there.
Interesting. Because I think the North is going to get 3 teams in. so that only leaves room for with that only one other spot. So maybe it goes to the West because the East. That's gonna be interesting. I don't know. The Commanders run into a rough patch right now. I don't know who gets that other spot, but I'm pretty sure the South is only getting one team in. So yeah, it may very well come from the West teams. It looks like it's a low scoring affair, and in Seattle with the Cardinals and the Seahawks playing. So, but that again, that's a divisional game. That's probably gonna go down to the wire. I think I picked the Cardinals. If I'm not mistaken. So if you say if the Seahawks win, everybody will be tied up, or
so they would be 6-5 with the Cardinals, and the Rams play the Eagles tonight. The Rams win, they would be 6-5 basically. So
sheesh, man. Yeah. The other team for that 7th spot may very well come from the West, but interesting matchup. Geno Smith, clutch at the end of the game, and another divisional matchup, very clutch at the end. Basically, might have stuck the initial knife into the 49ers, and the Packers may go ahead and push it all the way through. And who knows? Seattle Seahawks may very well win this game. I'm still rolling with Arizona. But if the Seahawks win, this is going to get very interesting.
Go ahead, D.
Yeah, I went with Seattle. Just thinking up there, that 12th man still plays a factor, but the game's close at the end. We've seen Arizona pull it out a couple times this year. So from Seattle, I'm trying the third quarter, try to get this within range so I can not have to worry about that fourth quarter. Arizona has come back on people this year, man. Ask the Niners, ask the Chargers, for example. They know. So it's going to be huge.
Real quick, this is the first of 2 meetings, guys. So just real quick for the Seahawks, they have the Jets after this game. Then they have the Cardinals again. So the second time in 3 weeks, Packers, Vikings, and then they end the season with the Bears and the Rams as well. And then for the Cardinals, their schedule, obviously the Seahawks now. Then they have the Patriots. Then they play the Seahawks again. Well, Vikings, my bad. Seahawks, Vikings, Seahawks, Patriots, Panthers, Rams, 49ers. So they all play each other, basically. So.
Yeah, and Arizona's schedule looks easier than Seattle's too.
Real quick, who you like on Sunday night? Who you like on Sunday night? Do the Eagles gonna keep flying, or do the Rams have an upset in them? SoFi Stadium, 2 straight primetime games. We'll get to the other one in a second for Monday night.
I like the Eagles in a close game. I think the Rams will show up tonight. they know they're kind of every game for them. They're kind of playing to try to get that divisional lead or hang in the wild card round. But like the Eagles tonight, man, get it done. Saquon Barkley, baby, I need my points. Need the points.
Crevonte, we know you root for the Rams, brother. We ain't even got. I know you picked the Eagles, but we know you're rooting for the Rams. As Dre would say, the
Absolutely.
Rams, the Rams, the Rams, the Rams.
You know how it goes. You know how it goes.
Ram it, baby. Ain't that the song from back in the day? Ram it, wasn't it? Ram it. It was ramming it.
I think I think I just picked the Eagles because I think that's the better pick. But you know, Sunday night, Monday night, Thursday night, weird things happen. So I do think the Rams will be in it, but I hope they find a way to pull it out, and I hope I'm wrong. But because if the Eagles win, my gosh, you might as well give them the NFC East championship now, pretty much, with the Commanders dropping what which we thought was a gimme, but divisional games, there are no such things as gimmies. So I do think the Rams will keep it close, but I did pick the Eagles to win. So either way, I really don't care much about it.
D and Crevonte, I'll close with this Monday night. We'll be live tomorrow, but what are you feeling about 24 hours away from kickoff, D? Ravens and Chargers, the horrible Eddie Jackson cut. A lot of drama seems to be coming out of the castle randomly. How you feeling about the game tomorrow? I know it's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy. The Ravens, the cardiac birds never make it easy. I just feel like the Chargers don't got no weapons to threaten you with. You know, if Herbert had the weapons, I would have took the Chargers, but they just don't have the offensive weapons yet to threaten you. Johnson has done well this year. You know, Dobbins and Gus Bus Edwards going to want some payback, and Desley, the tight end's not bad, but they just don't have enough. 30-27 type of game. I think Tucker hit a game winner to kind of redeem himself in the last couple of weeks.
Crevonte?
I think it's time for Jim to get some get back right now. There's a lot of ex-Ravens over there in the coaching staff and as players, so I think they're going to be playing really, really hard to get back. Not much of a home field, but because it's LA, but you know, and the Ravens do travel really well, but I did pick the Chargers in this game just because Jim is not going to allow John to keep beating up on him.
And we will be live for that tomorrow. So your normal flex zone fun, as well as your Ravens live stream and watch along. D, I know you can get out of here, but let people know what you're working on this week, heading to Thanksgiving, and how you feeling? Any final thoughts?
Hey, man, it's going to be busy as always with Dot Sport Network. We're going to have the basketball action coming your way from the high school side. The public school semifinals on football Friday night. We'll be at Mervo, checking out Mervo and Hunting. It's going to be Mervo and Leonardtown. Hopefully the Mustangs will be going back to Annapolis in that one. But check out Dot Sporting Network on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Threads, and on the Twitter at Dot Sporting Net, baby.
Appreciate you, D. Good to see you. And if you got some time tomorrow, hop in with us. You know you're always welcome. And if not, you know we'll be live after Ravens Eagles next week. As always, D. Appreciate the insight. Crevonte, baby. What's up? Talk to the people. We got a busy week ahead, and we keep moving. We keep going.
Oh man, yeah, we got a holiday in this week, and we keeping the content rolling. Oh yeah, love the sparks. Love the sparks. We will have a preview for Commanders Titans. We have the actual game for the Ravens and Chargers tomorrow. You still doing AEW on Wednesday, or what's going on this Wednesday? Still a thing.
And I'm thinking maybe immediately following AEW, we do a Commanders and Titans preview.
I think that's probably best. that is probably best. Then we got a packed Turkey Day. You know, we got 3 games on Thursday, and then we got Black Friday on Friday. Duh. So yeah, we got a lot of content coming. Ravens content, Commanders content, and of course the Flex Zone will be on tomorrow, same time, same place. So yeah, we got a lot going on for this holiday week, and let's get it going.
Yes, check us out. We were live last night for AW Full Gear. Whew, got a big week coming up. Yes, this weekend is Survivor Series as well. So you have Survivor Series previews coming out. So you'll get content on Thanksgiving. Yes, I'm working on a holiday. So you'll see videos in your subscription boxes even through the holiday. Got Survivor Series previews. We got Survivor Series on Saturday. Got Full Gear from yesterday. We did a preview live, Crevonte and I, this week. Post game here right now. Ravens live stream tomorrow with the Flex Zone topics and the NFL coverage looped in as well. AW Wednesday. Preview on Wednesday night with Crevonte, and SmackDown on Friday, the go-home show for Survivor Series. And I just did a post-game show for Maryland. They defeated Villanova today. D, how you feeling about that? And Maryland football, they just keep being
I was yelling at my phone while I was watching. I was like, my two big men wasn't getting it together, man, but they got it together. Got it done. Maryland women's really rolling right now. They looking real good. But the Maryland men, it's a scary sight. Scary sight right now. But I think we're going to be a tournament team this year. Football, the Savior's coming, Malik Washington. This year is a wash. But the Savior's coming next year, baby. The Savior's coming.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Thank everybody in the chat. Kenny, Raj, so many others who are in here. Just want to shout you guys out, show some love. Slippery Pete. Of course, like I said, Kenny, the Commanders fan. D, thank you again, Crevonte, as well. We'll be live tomorrow at 8 p.m. for that Ravens and Chargers Harbaugh live stream. Watch along, follow D at DotSportNet, Flex on One, Twitter, Instagram, Flex on One at gmail.com, Flex on Podcast on TikTok, Super Chat, Flex on One on that Cash App as well. Throw up your ones, acknowledge the Sports Podcast table. Only place giving you sports, Commanders coverage, Ravens coverage. How you want it, fellas?
When you need it, baby.
Look, Crevonte, the voice of reason, and DMVD, God's favorite host, signing off. Commanders lose, unfortunately, 47-5, 34-26. Cowboys grew to 4-7. Talked about all the NFL action. We'll be back tomorrow. Hit the bell, hit the subscribe button. Comment down below on your way out. We gone, y'all. And if we don't see you again, let us be the first to tell you happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy time with your families. And of course, join the Flex Zone. We'll be back. Peace. Have a good night, everybody.
Holla.
Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Commanders. We fight for RDC. Who are we? The Commanders. Those haters can't stand us. Left hand up. Commanders. We fight for RDC. Who are we? The Commanders. Those
Acknowledge me. Whose house? Whose house? Whose house?